She left that poor man alone in his apartment in his final moments.
She's not hiding behind anything. She's the one that's calling the troops to come to get her.
The Amber Guyger trial officially starts, but not without a potential roadblock. Thanks for joining us at 4 o'clock, everyone. I'm Ken Molestina.
And I'm Brooke Katzen for Gilma Avalos. Amber Guyger on trial for killing 26-year-old Botham Jean the night of September 6th of last year. The former Dallas police officer shot and killed John after she thought she was entering her own apartment and thought John was a burglar. Her apartment 1 floor down. The jury must now decide if she committed murder, a lesser crime, or no crime at all. We do have live team coverage. Kim Molestina has the drama that unfolded in the court before opening statements. J.D. Miles in the court for opening statements, and Steve Pickett taking a closer look at the trial's international draw. Let's begin, though, with CBS 11's J.D. Miles, who has been in that courtroom all day. J.D., what's the latest?
Well, today we learned that Botham Jean's apartment door was unlocked on the night Amber Guyger walked in. We also learned that she had been on the phone with her patrol partner up until only 3 minutes before the shooting. Prosecutors revealed today that she had had an intimate relationship with that patrol partner, and they had been exchanging text messages and phone calls throughout the evening. The defense says that's all irrelevant, but prosecutors say it suggests she was not exhausted, as she claims, from a long day of work.
Amber Guyger arrived for the first day of her murder trial, which could end with the former Dallas police officer sentenced to prison for life. Prosecutors described the last moments of Botham Jean inside his apartment on the night Guyger walked through his unlocked door.
He was doing no harm to anybody, which was his wife. But he was sitting in his living room in shorts and a t-shirt, watching TV, eating a bowl of vanilla ice cream.
Guyger claims she mistakenly walked into the wrong apartment 1 floor above her own after finishing a long patrol shift and thought Jean was an intruder. But prosecutors told the jury she should have noticed his red doormat outside and that her claim of self-defense doesn't hold up.
She doesn't one time say he had a weapon. She doesn't one time say he was scaring me. He made me fear for my life. None of that.
Defense attorneys told the jury Guyger will testify during the trial and that an innocent mistake doesn't qualify as an evil act.
Amber Guyger firmly and reasonably believed that she was in her own apartment. Amber Guyger firmly and reasonably believed that she confronted an intruder in her apartment. Amber Guyger firmly and reasonably believed that she had no choice, that she had no options but to use her gun.
Botham Jean's sister was the first prosecution witness who started the trial talking about her family's emotional loss they still can't accept.
I miss him every single day. Being in Dallas is hard, that he's not here.
Defense attorneys say Guyger was basically on mental autopilot that night and not paying attention to the floor she was on. They attribute what happened to an unfortunate set of circumstances that they say doesn't add up to a crime. Today we learned the makeup of the jury finally. It's 8 women, 4 men. The racial makeup of the jury is 5 blacks, 4 Hispanics, 2 whites, and 1 Asian. We'll have much more on testimony, which is continuing behind me. For now, live at the Dallas County Courthouse, J.D. Miles, CBS 11 News.
All right, J.D., thank you very much. You know, it is worth noting that day 1 of the trial, it didn't get underway smoothly. There were some issues that Judge Tammy Kemp needed to take care of, which she was clearly not happy about. Before the jury was even sworn in, and as attorneys filed their last motions, Judge Kemp discovered someone inside her courtroom had brought a laptop with them.
Why do you have a laptop in here?
Despite her strict guidelines that all electronic devices be banned from anyone who isn't a lawyer.
Just please bring it to me.
Then perhaps the biggest hiccup this morning was Judge Kemp finding out that Dallas County District Attorney John Crusoe violated a gag order by recently speaking to a local news station about the case.
On last night, the evening prior to the start of this trial, I let the DA did an interview about this trial.
The defense provided her a copy of the interview and asked for a mistrial, which was eventually denied. And after interviewing each juror about their exposure to the interview, the judge decided to proceed.
I
wish Judge Creusot hadn't done it. He is the elected DA.
Dallas attorney Pete Schulte says a gag order violation of that degree interferes with the integrity of the trial, and it gives the defense plenty of reason to appeal should the case not turn out in their favor.
Was this the right county to begin with? And after that, with what happened with Judge Creusot, does that cause a wrinkle? And they may, if there is a conviction, they may reverse and remand back for a new trial.
All possibilities that clearly have Judge Kemp seeming frustrated.
She wants a clean trial, and she's expressing that through her orders and through her facial expressions, and I think they're appropriate.
Well, the jury was finally sworn in today just before 12:45, and they moved to opening remarks. It was all supposed to begin sharply at 9 a.m.
And the trial has gained international attention, generated street demonstrations, and an overflow of interest from citizens trying to get into the courtroom. Our Steve Pickett joining us live now from the Crowley Courthouse. Steve, what have you seen out there?
It would be an understatement, Brooke, to say that standing room only was par for the course here. We saw, for example, more than 100 people wait for the chance to just find one seat inside this courtroom to hear, as you heard, those opening statements from both sides in this case today. Security here as well on the 7th floor where this is being held, very, very tight. Metal detectors now being used at the entrance of that courtroom. The story of a police officer mistakenly entering a neighbor's apartment that she believes is hers, then shoots and kills that neighbor. It continues to be the backdrop for protests and demonstrations. This morning, for example, we saw two such events on the steps of the courthouse here this morning, one led by a coalition of Dallas clergy, a prayer vigil from them, then a list of speakers demanding a conviction in this case, a case seen by many with racial overtones, a white police officer who shoots an African-American man.
We're standing with the family, we're calling for justice, and we're prepared to protest in a peaceful way until there is justice for all.
And so indeed, over these next several days, policing in America and its impact upon black lives will be on trial.
What we did not see today was any sort of public demonstration in support of that former officer, Amber Guyger. No backing the blue activity here for this particular trial so far. What we did see in this courthouse today, however, for the first time, relatives, family members of Amber Guyger, they are in that courtroom supporting her. Reporting live, Steve Pickett, CBS 11 News.
Steve, thank you so much. So who was Botham Jean? The 26-year-old grew up in St. Lucia. He graduated from Harding University in Arkansas in 2016, where he was a member of the Good News Singers, a spiritual a cappella group. Shortly after graduation, Jean began working as an accountant at PricewaterhouseCoopers. And how about the defendant, Amber Guyger? She is a 2008 graduate of Arlington Sam Houston High School. Dallas police hired Guyger in 2013, and she'd been with the force for more than 4 years when that shooting happened. She was also involved in another shooting in May of 2017. Officers in a struggle with a man, he was able to get one of the officers' taser. Guyger shot and wounded him.